it's Shelby and Michelle with Farmhouse Living, and we have another Michele, -1L, Vintage Home Designs, and we are touring her home for our second Christmas house tour, and we're so excited.
This is my favorite house, but I shouldn't say that.
No!
Oh, sorry. You cut that.
I'm not gonna cut it. This is our third time touring your house, but we've never done it for Christmas, and so I'm very excited.
I'm so happy y'all are here.
Oh, good. Okay, so you're late to the game too.
Yes, I'm very late this year.
Well,
very late.
Everyone is, so that's...
I host Thanksgiving, and I love for it to still be about pumpkins and fall, and so I don't bring the Christmas out until the afternoon of Thanksgiving, so I'm a little bit behind. So.
Well, that's...
You can't tell.
No. So wait, you normally do it after Thanksgiving?
I do.
Like the day after Thanksgiving?
Well, we pull it out of the attic Thanksgiving Day, and then we travel for the weekend to my family that live in East Texas. And the good thing about that is I cut lots of fresh greenery. My brother has 27 acres, and there's pine and holly and cedar. So I bring a lot of stuff home. So I start like on the Monday after Thanksgiving and spend most of that week. But this year I was doing a lot of decorating for some other people that asked me to, so it put me even a little bit later. So I'm gonna have to rethink that next year.
Yeah.
But I don't ever decorate until after Thanksgiving.
Very fun.
That is fun. So is this your main tree?
It is my main tree. That is a vintage tree that I bought several years ago, and I love it. It is so old that just needles go everywhere when you touch it. I think it probably used to be white, and it was probably in somebody's attic for so long it literally has yellowed. But I love it, and it's not very tall, and so I put it in that planter box to raise it up, and it's perfect under the stairs. So I don't have a lot of space in the house that it's not a walk-through where I can put a bigger tree, and so that just ended up to be the perfect spot for that tree.
How long does it take you to decorate that tree?
Not long, probably an hour maybe, because I kind of do the same sort of thing every year. I've collected ornaments over the years, and most of them are vintage. Some are things that I sold when I had the store, but I don't have more than 3 or 4 of anything, any one ornament on there. So I kind of do something different and whimsical in the top every year, but other than that, it's kind of the same sort of thing. So it really doesn't take that long.
I love the
Very sweet.
Thank you. I just like the fun and different, and I change it out every year, but it's usually kind of crazy.
It's just sweet.
Thank you.
So I see greenery on your staircase, on your mantle.
Yeah. That's a change this year. I was really struggling with what to do on the stairs. I have a bleached pine garland, so it's neutral, that I've used for years, and honestly I have trouble with it staying up there. It's heavy, and 100 times it falls, and I have to put it back up. And I just really wanted something different this year and green. And I have a neighbor that has a blue spruce behind her house, and I thought I'm gonna try that. And I really had thought about embellishing it more and doing ribbons and doing garlands, but I got it up there and I just kind of liked the simple, because I've got a lot going on here, and that's what inspired the mantle. I wanted one of the faux cedar garlands this year, which is a little different for me because I don't usually use artificial, but I wanted to try it. Well, everywhere I tried to get a really good looking one was sold out. So I found some pretty picks at Hobby Lobby, and I wired them together and to make just enough to go across the mantle, and it wasn't quite as full as I wanted. So when I cut all this blue spruce, I cut just 5 or 6 stems and just tucked it in a few places, and you really can't tell which is artificial.
I actually do that too. I do artificial and real on my mantle. People don't know that.
And it really helps the fullness, and you cannot tell what is real and what's artificial.
No,
it's great.
Your stockings, do you change those up, or are those the same every year?
They're pretty much the same every year. Added one this year because I've got a new addition to the family. Sometimes I spread them out and I do 5 across the mantle. I decided to cluster it this year. So that changes up every year how I style it, but it's always those same stockings.
But what about your barn doors? We always talk about your barn doors because these are so special and they make the entire room.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite thing in the room that's non-Christmas. When we were building this house, I found those at Round Top, and it's 2 doors that are each 6 by 10 feet, and they came off of a carriage house in Iowa. And I just fell in love with them, and I bought them and had them shipped here when we were still in planning stages of the house. So we literally planned this opening and this wall around those. And the plan was to be able to close off these two sitting areas. So if you have guys and girls, we never close them.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't realize that at the time, because I probably wouldn't have made the investment. And it really is a focal point when you walk in our home, even though they really never close.
Yeah.
But they are decked out with massive magnolia wreaths.
They are.
They're gorgeous.
They are. It's fun. I did large ones out of corn stalks for fall. So I love decorating these for the seasons.
Yeah. Alrighty, well let's move on to your kitchen deck. You've got some, we'll show. Okay, so now you have kind of an unconventional layout, because probably this was
the dining originally.
And now it's a sitting area in your kitchen, and then you've got your really amazing hutch, yeah.
Yes.
And so, I mean, it feels like it's more minimal, I guess, than your living area, but it's still very decorated in these like hot spots, I guess you will. So let's talk about your hutch first, because I feel like it's very Christmassy.
Okay. The top is a collection of white Christmas trees. I've been collecting those for years, just antiquing, thrifting. When I had my store, that's only about half of them, and I had so many up there, my daughter said, okay.
No more.
So I got up and took some down. So anyway, I love to display those up there. And then just little seasonal things within the hutch. I started collecting these vintage white Santa mugs this year.
So sweet.
I had bought the white ones last year, literally. I think Walmart had those.
Oh, wow.
And I kind of got inspired to start finding the white ones because they're a little bit harder to find. So I started those. So I just kind of used this as a focal point for my Christmas in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I have the Emma Bridgewater black and white dishes and some of the Mackenzie Childs black and white check, and those are kind of my favorite pieces. So I leave those in here all the time, and then just decorate seasonally around it.
Yeah.
Well, I've never asked you this before, but will you take me shopping with you?
I will. Okay. I will. We could get into trouble.
Oh, yeah. Let's take the two Michelles out. I don't know. I'm going to stay home.
And Shelby, you mentioned about this being the dining room. When we built the home, and that's why there is a fixture in the middle, my huge round dining table that is now in the entryway was here, and it seated 8 people, and I love that table. That table, I think we talked about in the last home tour. That's a whole nother story. I loved it, but my husband and I realized it's just us. We're never going to sit at that big round table for 8, and there was no place for us to just sit, or when friends came over and you just want to be comfy.
Yeah.
So one night we had this brainstorm to kind of fruit basket turnover. So my breakfast table, dining table flipped, and this became a sitting area.
Yeah.
And we just added some chairs. We use it every day.
Yeah.
And this is where people gather. So I'm so glad we did it. And like you said, it's very unconventional for how we did it, but it works for us.
It's so homey. I think
it makes me want to sit down every time I come in. I just want to go have a seat there.
A coffee date, I mean, honestly, you could. It still is practical to like eat whatever you want to do.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about how you are very neutral in your Christmas decor. I feel like a lot of people think you always need red and green. I don't think I see any red in your home.
No.
Well, on your couch, but as far as like the traditional Christmas.
Right. And through the years, I've changed. I've done the traditional red and green. In my other house, I did the burgundy and the hunter green, and just through the years, it evolved to all of my palette being neutral, and I love doing that because I like so many different styles.
Yeah.
I like the French farmhouse style, a little bit of rustic, not as much, traditional farmhouse style, and I feel like I can marry different styles that I like, cottagey look, because I keep it all neutral. I think it would be harder to do that if I had a lot of color going on. And one year, about 3 years ago, I decided, pops of red on all this white would be really cute. And so I went and got all this red stuff and I did it. And it was cheery and it was cute, but it just didn't ever feel like me.
Yeah.
And so I decided, okay, I tried that. That's not for me. So, and I have a lot of Christmas and I enjoy it, but I think it keeps it from getting so busy.
Yeah.
Because I keep all of the Christmas decor neutral as well.
Right.
And neutral is the key. It's not white on white on white on white. So that it gives dimension and texture and flavor, and you come in and it's just very warm, inviting.
And I think it's warm and inviting, but also it's very distinctly you. Like if I was to scroll through Instagram, I'm like, there's Michelle. There she is.
Yeah, it's true.
And so I love that I can just spot you from a mile away, your style. So I love that. Is there anything else in particular in this area that you think you'd like to share?
No, I think just mainly this. This was another piece that I found in Round Top when I found the barn doors.
Yeah.
Luckily, they fit perfectly back to back on this wall. I just wanted a piece big enough that it took the whole wall.
Yeah.
Because I knew if I had a smaller piece, I'd have a lot of wasted space and I'd end up trying to add other things. So it definitely is a focal point and a signature piece on this wall. So this is kind of my space in this area that I do decorate seasonally, and it's just fun. I love to do that.
But your vignettes are what really inspire me, because you have a cloche on your little breakfast nook table filled with carolers. I mean, who does that? And so your vignettes are my favorite.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been fun to put together and kind of shop my home, so to speak. I love to do that when I decorate for others. Those are my favorite decorating jobs, is to shop what you already have.
Yeah.
And so I did that a lot this year with Christmas. I've had those carolers. I bought those at a thrift store for a few dollars, literally. And they've been in a bag the last 2 or 3 years because I couldn't figure out where to put them. I love that greenhouse and it sits there all the time. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start marrying some of my everyday pieces with these neutral Christmas decor pieces.
Good tip, friends.
That is a really good tip. All right, so let's go our favorite place, your patio, and we'll talk about all the other Christmas. We are out on your patio, and I mean, this is a dream. I don't think we were able to highlight this on either of the last tours.
Okay.
Your doors.
Right. We opted for clear glass garage doors out here to be able to easily open this up or close it off. And we have the French doors all across the back of the house that open all of my common areas. And there's 3 sets of double ones. So I can open all of those up and either have all of this open air, or in the winter, we've hosted Christmas parties before when it was pretty cold outside, and we can close those, light the fire, and open the house, and it's warm out here in about 30 minutes. So it really has been able to extend our living space when we have a large group, or we just sit out here a lot. It's because of the weather we have in Texas, we can use it most of the year except the really hot months.
I love it because I think a lot of people, if they looked at those doors, they would think that they're more modern, and you have
and they are, and that was one of the things I was mentioning before, that I like so many different styles of farmhouse. That because we keep things, I think because I kept it neutral, I'm able to incorporate all of that and not any one thing really stand out that that doesn't fit.
That's a good point. If they were black, they might have gone too modern.
Yes.
But anyways,
with the metal roof, they're perfect.
Yeah, we're talking about Christmas decor, but I had to highlight those because I don't think we ever.
No, we haven't ever talked about them.
Yeah, and I think they're so cool. So this is a useful spot for you, so you can decorate. And this mantle, how you did it, let's talk about that.
Oh, that mantle. I bought that after we had moved in the house and we didn't have any kind of mantle, and I found it on one of the Facebook marketplaces in a home in a really nice area of Dallas was being torn down, and they sold that mantle to me for $100, and I could not get there fast enough to get it. So I love the mantle. I am not a TV fan, so I kind of hate that we have a big TV over there, but
it's functional.
It's functional.
Yeah.
So, and I have a husband that likes the TV. So I added a few of my white Christmas tree display, and that garland, if you can tell, it's all different colors of cream because I couldn't decide what I wanted. I didn't want to do greenery out here either. And I had 4 just picks of white, and it wasn't enough. So I dug through a box of an old vintage tree that I have that literally has the silver hooks, that you hook in the base. And I borrowed some of those and just mixed it all together. So they were just laying up there and mixed together. So that's why it's all different colors. So
you got your metal joy letters. I love those. And then you have your table right here. Do y'all sit at your table?
We do. In fact, we had friends over a couple nights ago and we sat. So Again, because of the weather in Texas, most of the time, unless it's really hot summer, we can sit out here, have a fire, close the doors if we need to, and we love sitting out here.
Yeah, so you have multiple dining spaces.
We do.
Even though you used your traditional dining space as a sitting area.
That's right. Most of the time for the holidays, I set this table, but I had done it for the last few seasons, and I thought, I think for Christmas I'm going to go a little less formal, kind of like the garland on the staircase, not do ribbons and not really adorn that.
Yeah.
So I decided to stick with the simplicity of this. I use fresh greenery in the box, and it's kind of more of a grab and go for casual things, since we're not really entertaining this year too much.
And then you went really out of the box with some painter's aprons, which you put little bits of greenery, and who does that?
Right. Yeah. Those were fun.
So fun.
I guess what inspired me, I had one old one that was an old vintage one, and I saw it hanging in my office one day, and I thought, oh, that'd be fun. Where am I going to put that? And so I took it to all the chairs in the house, and I thought, I'm going to put it out here. And for the fall, I had some other different greenery, and then our silverware in it.
Oh.
So I only had the one, and so I went on a search online. I think I ended up finding them at Joann Fabrics and kind of washed them to get them a little bit worn looking and used them at the table. So it's just kind of something fun and different and unexpected out here.
Yes. My brain does not work like that. I'm very impressed that
my brain does not work.
No, that's so fun. Okay, so you do have some Christmas in other places, like your master, but pretty minimal. Is that the only other place that you've decorated this year? Or?
I do have a fun tree in my guest room, and then just a little touch in my master bedroom and bathroom and the guest bathroom.
Yeah.
So even when I'm entertaining, I'm having things in the bedrooms and bathrooms. I just do little hints of Christmas and then leave it at that. I don't. My bigger decor is in the areas that we've talked about
the
today.
main spaces.
Right.
And then your patio or your front porch, did you do a little out there as well?
I did, and that's the one place I do red and green.
Okay.
And I do that because I figure from the street driving past, if it's neutral, it's not gonna, what's the point? You're not going to see that. So I do keep the red and green out there.
Mm-hmm. Looks great.
Well, thanks for letting us tour. I love every single detail. I'm very inspired. Are you have
I gotta
things you
get
gotta add?
Yeah.
So make sure that you follow Michele on Instagram. I'm going to pop it up on the screen, link it down below, all the things. She also has a blog that you can go. Is it Vintage
Home Designs?
Yes, you got to go check it out. Everything she does is very amazing, very creative.
Oh, you're sweet.
And
Thank you.
You mix styles really well, so I feel like a lot of people can be inspired. Yeah. So keep up with the home tours. This is our second one. We also have another one Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I hope that you guys are enjoying and feeling, okay that everyone, even these pros, are late to the game when it comes to Christmas. So bye, guys. Oh, you forgot to tell them to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and also share this with all your friends. They're going to want to follow Michele.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas. We forgot to do that both times.